Hello, beautiful people. My name is Abby Gabriella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and typically I'm talking astrology, but today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about heartbreak, betrayal, loss, grief, anything heart chakra oriented. And I wanted to talk to you guys about crystals that can help you heal. And I've healed so much in my life by using stones ever since I was a little girl. And so I highly recommend, if you're drawn to stones or if you're drawn to a specific stone, listen to that guidance over anything anybody else tells you. However, there are some crystals that are just in general so good for healing, especially wounds around heartbreak or loss or dealing with grief. Even with dealing with grief within a marriage, within a relationship that you're still in. And one of the best ones, I think, for when you're still in a relationship or you still feel connected to that person that you're experiencing the heartbreak with, is Septarian. And I didn't know the name of this one for a really long time, but I was really drawn to it. So if you can see, Septarian, it's kind of, I think the root word comes from, because each one of these are like septums when you cut into the stone. I am in love with the stone, and I really use it as an empath and as a more sensitive being, to remember what's mine and what someone else's, and also to be respectful of other people's space and respectful of other people's energies while still respecting my own and my ability to stay in my own center. So Septarian is something that I highly recommend for dealing with projections or being in a relationship where you feel like a lot of things that you don't feel like are you are being reflected back to you as who you are. And also, if you do go through a breakup or something happens where you're not with the person you're with, this can help you remember what was yours and what is yours to keep and hold on to. And the part of us that, I think Katy Perry said it best when she said, this is the part of me that you'll never take away from me. So that's definitely one that I highly recommend. And I have been known to leave crystals at people's doorsteps, and I just recently left this at a friend's doorstep. And this guy right here, this guy is like my all around. He's with me most of the day, although my youngest child will say that this is theirs, which, whatever, it's all of ours. And this is obsidian. It has it's mahogany obsidian, if you can see that reddish hue. And that reddish hue is letting you know that not only does it have the obsidian qualities of dispelling negativity and really uplifting and clearing out old baggage, sending it to the earth. So it's a very grounding stone. It works with the root chakra, and how our root chakra is connected to our heart, right? So if we are still rooting into someone who is not available to us, or we're still energetically hooked into that person, there's cords there, we want to break out our big old obsidian, and we want to disconnect those cords and find our own grounding. And then the mahogany part, the reddish part here, also lets you know that it's dealing with the body and body healing, and also just, you know, I would say like our blood, but also our heart. Like you think about that, our heart energy center also is the physical center that pumps out blood to our body. And when we experience heartbreak, we literally, our own chi can be weakened a little bit, and so we want to boost it back up, and so that's a great one for that. Also, the heart chakra center, I always think of the color green, and so I love using my emeralds. It is not hard to find. You think maybe emerald would be expensive, and this guy was not that expensive because it's not polished, and I like it even better because there's just this little hint of this gem that is so beautiful and speaks to me so much. So I actually put this right where I do my dishes to look at it and remind me of the power of the heart chakra for healing and for being this sparkly, rich place. And I also think of our heart also having to do with how we magnetize things towards us. So it's reminding me that I can always magnetize towards bigger and better things, and also tying into prosperity and money. The heart chakra also has to do with that. So I really think about this when I'm doing my dishes. And then malachite. Malachite is so powerful. It's probably my favorite stone. Malachite is, it it does have a quality. You want to be aware that it has a quality to, again, like kind of this magnifying quality. And so you want to only use this when you're in a really good place and when you're really wanting to manifest health and well-being and a healthy heart. And it because of that, you don't want to have it around when you're feeling super negative. So once you get beyond that with those other crystals, I highly recommend using malachite to remind you of your own abilities to create healing in your life. And malachite is just a really powerful stone if you want to read more about it. It's probably one of my favorites. But also one of my favorites that I was drawn to at a really young age. I remember my mom used to have these around, and I never knew what they were called or what the metaphysical properties were, but I was always drawn to these. And they are selenite roses, they're called. And so what more fitting, I always gift these to women who are trying to like build their own empowerment or be in their own power, because they are such a powerhouse. And so I have this near my desk where I'm working to remind me of my personal power and just the ability to really, be strong and resilient and keep shining. Another one that's great that works on the lower chakras, so the second and the third chakra in particular, is this orange calcite. But this is just such a soothing stone. It reminds me of creamsicle. It's like a creamsicle orange, and it's soft. And so I highly recommend this one for just like soothing and clearing your lower chakras, especially the second chakra, because in relationship we tend to connect in through the second chakra, and we want to soothe that area and replenish, and this is a great one for that. Finally and lastly is moonstone, and I am really attracted to moonstone. I wear it a lot, and moonstone for me in healing the heart, it deals with grief, so it helps and assists with grief. It also connects me in, this is a little angel, if you can't see the shape. I love this angel, and I also keep it in my kitchen. I spend a lot of time in my kitchen, so I keep it in my kitchen on the counter to remind me that my women lineage is always with me, helping me create magic in the kitchen, but also just like magic within myself, and that I don't need a partner or someone else to show me that I have that within me, and I can connect in that through my women lineage. So especially when dealing with grief, with loss, heartbreak around loss, moonstone is super powerful, and it connects obviously in with the moon. So definitely charging these up under the full moon is super powerful, and it reminds you of like your connection to energy that is not seen but can only be felt. So I hope these help you, and if you have any questions, let me know. I offer intuitive healing sessions and astrological chart readings. So if you're interested in either of those or a combination of both, I do coaching packages for women and men that really want to attract in more success in their life and do the work to understand their gifts and transcend beyond their challenges. So if you're interested in any of that or studying with me, I offer classes. All of those can be found on my website, habagabarella.com. I hope you have a beautiful day.